Here we are, February 10th, 2014. This is Roberta, and we want to welcome everybody to the webinar tonight. Of course, this is R-C-C-V2. Tonight's going to be really, really exciting, guys. We've got Todd here, the owner of R-C-C-V2. He's going to go over product information, kind of get you guys familiar with what's back there. Obviously, we're still not in full launch yet, so for those of you that have joined R-C-C-V2, tonight will be really, really exciting. We already had a webinar on the lead capture marketing system that Bill put out, and now Todd is going to go over the products that are back there that are ready to roll. So from me to you folks, I want to thank you and welcome you, and I'll bring out Todd. You know, Todd has been online for enough time. He's a veteran. He's a fantastic networker, and has been a software developer as well as a very, very successful business owner. We are obviously very thrilled to be with him. I know I am. I have worked with Todd in the past, and he's just, guys, just very easy to be around, very approachable, available, a problem solver. Very warm, very, very nice man, and we are very, very blessed to be a part of R-C-C-V2. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and bring Todd out. Todd, are you there?
Hey, Roberta, am I coming through loud and clear?
You are loud and clear.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Roberta. I appreciate that. Roberta also is a very, very sweet lady and a very good admin and support lady. She's a great internet network marketer herself, and it's my pleasure to work with you, Roberta. Hopefully we'll have many, many years working together in network marketing. Welcome everybody to the R-C-C-V2 webinar. I've been doing these every Wednesday, but I decided to go ahead and do one today on a Monday because this Wednesday I'm going to be pretty busy and I'm not going to be able to hold one this Wednesday, so I decided to go ahead and do it on Monday today instead. Since the last webinar, first of all, I want to say we are in a beta launch. Some people say, what the heck is a beta launch? Well, a beta launch just basically means we've launched the program kind of in a pre-launch, and we're still kind of tweaking it. We're testing the program in a live environment for any bugs or hiccups or anything. We're actually still adding another payment processor as well, and we're just kind of putting the final touches on the program. We wanted to hurry up and get the program out as soon as we can. We've been working on this project for, believe it or not, close to a year now, or just over a year from when it first was just an idea. So we were kind of anxious to get this program out there to you guys. As a lot of people might know, our version 1 of RCC, we just hit $6 million paid out to the members, which I'm a little bit mind-boggled myself that we paid out $6 million in 1 year in a simple cycler network marketing program. But the reason I believe that the programs that we're making now are having success is, number one, we pay you guys more money than most other network marketing programs online. If you're in a regular product-based MLM network marketing company, you might be lucky to get 30 or 40% of the profits coming into the company actually go to the members. And one of the reasons is packing and shipping, shipping products, shipping physical products, it's very expensive. Another reason is just the way their compensation plans are structured. It's very hard to make $100,000 in a binary program. And believe me, I know, because I've tried very hard to make $100,000 in a binary program. I did pretty well in them, but not that well. Where I've seen people come in to the type of comp plan we have in RCC that hardly ever made any money online, make $20,000, $30,000, $40,000. And one of the reasons is, we have a true leverage team building type of a compensation plan with the way that the boards work and the way that our matrix works. It's really kind of different. It's a different kind of comp plan than what is mostly out there. With that being said, I don't want to get too long-winded. I am going to go over the back office again just to show you guys what we have added since last Wednesday. I've been up since 4 a.m. this morning working with our programmers, getting a lot of tight ends, fixed. And, there's nothing wrong as far as glitches in the program. The boards are working flawlessly. The pass-up side of the plan is working flawlessly. We're just adding the bells and whistles right now. We will be in a beta launch until March 4th, which is a Tuesday. And March 4th, you know, what's going to happen is basically it won't say beta anymore. If you guys notice up here, the top left here on the home page, if you guys can see that, it says beta up here. When we go into the full launch, everything will be 100% good to go. We're going to have some professional marketing done. I'm going to have some paid marketing just to get the company's name out there a little bit more. We're going to have some co-ops started where people can buy into some marketing, which will hopefully get you more sales. We're going to have a really cool contest with some really big, amazing prizes. I'm not going to get into the prizes on this webinar, but we're giving away some really, really cool, really expensive stuff. We will have the prizes at the end of this webinar as well. So if you guys stay on to the end, you might get lucky and win one of 3 prizes. With that being said, let me get into the program here real quick. As you guys know, this is the back office. When you first log in to R-C-C-V2, this is the screen that you're going to see. Your affiliate link is right here. So this is the link that you want to use if you're signing someone up. It's right here. We do also have the lead capture login. This was just added, and this is Bill Wynn's system. Everybody on the webinar here, if you're a paid member of RCC, you should have your password emailed to you. When you log in here, you'll have access to, I believe it's 5 or 6 different lead capture pages already made for you. You can edit them. There's a lead management system and all that. Bill Wayne, which is a big part of RCC, he brought a lot of people into version 1, and we have the same system over there, but there's even more bells and whistles with it in version 2. So that's there. First of all, that's something new. If you click here, it will take you to your lead capture page login. The products are as well back here now. The only thing is when you want to get the transformation station, your instructions are given here. All you do is you request an invitation code. We're sending them out every day. You'll receive them within 24 to 48 hours. And this just gives you an invitation into Transformation Station. I'm not going to log into it now. A lot of the members already kind of know what it is, but we've got thousands and thousands of dollars worth of very high quality personal development materials, sales materials, just stuff really positive, like Tony Robbins, Zig Ziglar, stuff like that. And we spent a lot of money to be able to have resale rights for some of these titles that are available on Transformation Station. So anyways, that's how you will, that you can get your invitation code. It's really simple. Once you get the invitation code, actually I'll show you guys that too. Because it's not fully explained. Hold on, that's loading. We're actually upgrading the servers on a Transformation Station because it's so many videos and so many audiobooks that we had to raise our bandwidth, and they're supposed to be bumping us up to 4 terabytes of bandwidth. So if anybody's experienced the site's a little bit slow, don't worry, it's going to be super fast here soon. This is where you register for it. If you notice, I just clicked the register button. Your username will be your email. All this will be emailed to you. So when you first request your invitation code, you will have your username, and then you put your email, and you put your invitation code right here. Click register. That will give you your access to the Transformation Station. So that should be pretty straightforward. Skype Ninja as well. We're actually still implementing this into the API, so when you sign up, you will get your access to it right away. Here's the login. But right now, you actually can put a support ticket in as well and get your access to Skype Ninja. Tomorrow, it should be, if a new person joins, they will get their Skype Ninja access right away. So just so you know, you can put a support ticket in and get your information for that right now. Here's the lead capture system, the same button that's down here. I just showed you guys how to get into that. We did put a support button back here in the back office too. So if you want to go to support, it's right here. You don't have to log out and go to the home page. You just click support, open a new ticket, and you can check your ticket statuses here. When we go into full launch, we're gonna hire 2 new support. Actually, I've already got one hired, but we're still training her. You guys are gonna have really great support, and you're gonna have a call-in support number. So, as we get ramped up here into full launch, you guys will have, really, really good support. Excuse me, I'm still getting over a little bit of a cold here. All right, this calendar right here, this is going to be editable by you. This will be done probably by the end of next week. And the reason is we're going to have a master calendar, on my end of this, where we are going to input, webinar event this day, or sign up for the new contest this day, or live conference call this day, or some kind of training this day. So you'll be able to go in back here and actually click on these days and register for different, free trainings that we're going to provide for you guys. This over here, the recent activities, this just tells you some stuff that's been happening when you're in the program. There's going to be more added to this. Like, for example, when someone comes on your board, their name will be put here. Congratulations, John is on your sales team. Go say hi to him, something like that. But right now, it's mostly just showing the commissions that you've made. And this is this recent activities. We're going to have a link tracker down here as well that will show you, how many times your link has been tracked, and what country and what part of the world that it's been clicked on. So that's pretty cool too. That's going to be a really cool plugin going right here. Let's see what we have added since last time. Oh, I think you guys will like this. The direct sales team. In version 1, this actually went unlimited. The problem is when you got it going unlimited, if you've got a really huge downline, it takes forever to load. We've got it at 5 levels right now. We're going to see how that goes for now. If there's anybody that has people already on their 6th, 7th, 8th level, we eventually will raise this. But for right now, it's 5 levels. I had the programmer color code this so you can kind of glance at it and see your downline a little bit easier and kind of judge, what boards you want to work. But as you can see, level 1 is the light blue, level 2 is green, level 3 is orange, level 4 is red, and level 5 is black. You can click on these positions, and right now it's taking us to the profile of this person, but I'm actually going to have her change it tomorrow to where it will take you to the board of the person, because you can always click on the person's name on the board and then get their contact information, which will make it easier for the people that are building. You'll go right to their board, and then you can get their personal information to contact them. But I'm really proud of this. I think it's a really cool downline viewer. I started out just like most of the people on this call that are just building different programs. You might be in 2 or 3 programs. I started out the same way, and the only reason I wanted to finally start making my own programs is because there was just features I wanted. There was things I wanted to see done. There was comp plans I knew that could be tweaked better. And that's all I'm really trying to do here for you guys, is give you something that I would join. I will never make a program that I would not join myself. So I just want you guys to know that. I mean, I started out as an internet marketer about 5 going on 6 years ago now. I worked my butt off, to finally learn how to start building downlines and everything. And anybody can do it. If I can do it, really anybody can do it. I have been to college. I do have a little bit of business college, background, but I never really, they don't teach you how to build a downline in college, basically. You got to just do it, join some programs, network with some people, and just keep working at it. But anyways, this is the new downline personal direct sales team downline viewer. Like I said, tomorrow these will take you to boards and not to personal profile pages. Sorry. Now I wanted to show you too, as you guys can see, you can click on a username and it will take you to their profile anyways. And the reason we're doing this, we want to make this more social. We want to, that was one of my first ideas, making version 2. It's really cool that you can work these boards together. That's what I loved about this comp plan, because you might be over here and be top team, and you're on a board with all these other people, and everybody's trying to progress and make money and go to the next level. So you're never really alone, but I always thought, wow, I wish I could contact this person and ask them if they're working, or do they need some help, or do they plan on building. And that's what we're trying to achieve here with version 2, make a much more social cycler board program. Lost my train of thought here now. Oh yeah, this right here is a really cool feature. I don't think any other board program ever has had this feature where you can chat with other people. Right now it's just set with like your personally direct signups, but this is another thing the programmer is working on. Pretty soon this will actually include a lot more people. It will include everybody on your first and second levels. So you're going to have a really big list here of different people that you can chat with. So look, you can even open up more than one box at one time and chat with people. So this, you know, if you guys get really busy working, this is really cool because you can chat with other people in the program. You know, we want to keep this really social. I know I'm kind of just skipping around here, guys. I didn't really write notes for this one, but I just want to kind of give an overview of everything what we got back here. Always remember to edit your profile page. I still need to add my biography here, but you got a biography button here. What's cool is if you take the time to fill this out, when people click on your spot on the boards, they'll get to know a little bit about you. We're gonna add where people can put their phone number in here too, if you want to. You don't have to if you don't want to. But here's where to put all your social media stuff if you want to. Your payment methods are here. When you guys start making money, you have to edit this here, and this is going to include more options. Right now, we only have Solid Trust Pay and DX Gateway. We're working with a company called Pay2 right now, and they're going to be hopefully added by the end of this week. I'm working with them right now, and I've got a lot of confidence in them. They are being used with a lot of different network marketing programs right now. They actually let you use PayPal to fund your accounts with them. They've got great options. They've got really good rates. So here, pretty soon you're going to see Pay2 here, but then you're also going to see a bank wire option. And if your cash out is at least $1,000 or more, we suggest doing a bank wire. You know, that way you're getting the money in your bank. You know, the fees aren't so bad if you're you know, a bank wire fee's not that bad at $1,000. We'll also have some ACH transfer as well, straight from us, so you don't have to do ACH necessarily through DX Gateway, Solid Trust Pay, or Pay2. So that's coming as well. Yeah, I wanted to remind everyone, make an account. Go ahead and make an account with Pay2 if you don't have one. It's free to do. We set up a link just for RCC for Pay2. So if you guys want to go ahead and sign up for Pay2, it's R-C-C-V2 pay2.com, and it's Paytoo. But I'm actually going to send that in a broadcast to everybody that's a member of R-C-C-V2, so you get that. I just want everybody ready for Pay2. I think it's going to be a really, really, really good payment processor. You know, and sometimes that's the hardest part about running one of these programs, is working with great payment processors. They send you your funds on time, get your accounts upgraded, because, you know, the money's got to go through them before it gets to you. And I work my butt off talking with the payment processors every day, and I've got a really good feeling about Pay2. And Solid Trust Pay is still solid as well, and so is DX Gateway. And all three of these payment processors we have merchant accounts with too. So we're giving you guys as many options as possible to join R-C-C-V2. I'm going to go over the boards real quick for any of the new people that are on the call that don't even understand exactly, you know, how this type of program works. I want to say too, we've got a really professionally made video coming that's gonna it's gonna be an animated video that shows exactly how the comp plan works. So I'm really looking forward to that. It's going to be done in about 2 weeks. It's from a very good company making it. Excuse me. I'm going to go kind of fast. A lot of the people on the call already know how the boards work. Basically, when you come in the program, you start somewhere in this bottom row of 8. The reason is this is where everybody starts. Let me back up a little bit. The reason these positions are briefcases and they're not rockets, as in version 1, is we kind of went with a business theme with this program. This is called the apprentice level. So you kind of want to look at it almost like you got a job on Wall Street and you're an apprentice. Well, if you're going to work on Wall Street, you're going to carry a briefcase every day. So we went with briefcases as the positions in the 2x3. That's why you have briefcases here. Now, anyways, the bottom, you're going to start somewhere on this bottom row. You might start at number 9. This is showing full because I already went through it. But you might start at number 14 here, and then only one more spot has to come in. But basically what happens when this bottom row fills, the board splits left to right, and it creates 2 new boards, and everybody moves up 1 spot. So Perpetual Profits won't be down here anymore. He'll be up here. You know, Terry wouldn't be here anymore. Terry would be here. Now, this is what makes it kind of cool and different. You have to get qualified in this program. You have to bring in at least 2 signups. We hope you get a lot more because you make a lot more money if you bring in more than 2. But if you get 2 signups, you are qualified in R-C-C-V2. Now, what that's going to do is turn your suit or briefcase. It's funny, I call it suitcase sometimes. It's a briefcase. It will turn your briefcase to red, which means you're fully qualified. You have your legend up here. It tells you what everything means. The reason we did it this way, we wanted to color code everything and make it as easy as possible. We want you to be able to just glance at the board and see what's going on. Blue means you have 1 qualification. Now, really quick, what can happen is if you become a red briefcase before, let's say Lori Admin here was a blue briefcase and Beamer was a red briefcase, when the board split, you would actually jump over Lori Admin. She would stay in this position, and you would go to a top spot. And the reason it works this way is we're rewarding you for working fast, we're rewarding you for working hard, and for getting your 2 people. And these boards sometimes can move really, really fast. Now, you could jump actually from the bottom all the way to the top. Now, the flip side of that, if you just stay here and you never get 1 sign up, you've got some really, really good products that are worth the value to join, but you're going to keep getting jumped. You're not going to move up to make the big money unless you get at least 1 or 2 signups. You really need to get 2. Hold on, guys, 1 second. Excuse me, I'm getting over this cold. All right, now let's talk about money real quick. Now, when you get to the top here, the number 1 position, now you're at the position what we call the pay line. Once you reach here, as this bottom row fills, and we're one of the only board deals I know that pays this way, we want to pay you guys faster, get money in your pockets faster. So as this board fills down here, when the 8 spot comes in, you're going to make $50. When the 9 spot fills up, you're going to make $50. When the 10 spot fills up, you're going to make $50. When the 11, so you made $200 while you're at this position. Now when the 12 spot fills, you make 100. 13, you make 100. 14, you make 100. 15, you make 100. So you make a total of $600. So you're already $100 in profit. But you also already made $75 in the pass-up side. At least. This is only with 2 signups now.
Oh, no way they get hung up on boards because I mean, it's gonna.
Can you guys hear me all right?
Yeah, we can hear you, Todd. That was somebody on a phone. If they could just mute themselves.
Okay. Oh, that's fine. But anyways, when you're at the top here, you're going to get paid as the bottom fill. Most of these type of programs will make you wait until the whole bottom is filled, and then you get paid. Yeah, if somebody's on a phone, what is it, Roberta, *6 will mute you?
I believe so, yeah. Whoever has their phone on instead of being on the webinar with a headset or your microphone on your computer, if you could just mute your phone so we have a nice clean webinar here, we'd appreciate it. Thanks.
Yeah, I'm just getting a little bit of an echo. I think it's gone now. I appreciate that. Now, when you get, the whole point of this program is you want to start off as an apprentice, and then you want to get to the CEO level. Because now you're a CEO when you get here. You only go through the apprentice level 1 time. I want to repeat that so everybody knows. There is no re-entry into the 2x3, which you really don't want to be re-entered to the 2x3 because that's the 2x3 apprentice level. Once you get through the apprentice level, you are now a CEO. You are on the 2x2 CEO level, and this is where you will always stay. As you keep building, you will just keep re-entering new CEO levels. So with that being said, this works just like the 2x3, except this is a small 2x2 board, which makes it easier to cycle than a big old 2x3 board, which many 2x3 programs, that's traditionally how they started out. you would go from a 2x3 to a 2x3, and then finally, after a whole bunch of people come in, you'd cycle for $10,000 up here. But it was extremely hard. All we did was tweak this comp plan and make it easier and to pay you guys faster. First of all, you know, the board's half the size, so it doesn't take as many people to split. When you come up here, you're either qualified or unqualified. There's no blue level. There's no blue Learjet. It's only green and red. When you first come up, you're going to be green already. And then when you get one sign up, you'll go red. You do need to get a personal sign up, just one, to follow you up here to turn you to red. And you actually can jump in this board as well. So you could jump, let's say you were number 5 and you brought in a person here, and then somebody else came up attached to this person. You would jump from the 5 spot all the way to the pay line. And another thing, if nobody's bringing one up here, you can get pushed through even being green. That's not necessarily what you want to do, but I've seen 2x2s totally push through with nobody bringing their one, and we're still going to pay you. If you're green up here or red, you're still going to make the money. But the whole point of this is we want people bringing that one person, because this keeps everything flowing, keeps everything moving, you know, because everybody wants to get to this spot. This is where you're going to make the big bucks. And I'll go in real quick and tell you how this one pays. Once again, we don't pay you as this whole bottom fills and then you finally get paid. We're going to pay you as this bottom fills. So, excuse me, the number 4 spot will pay you $1,000 when you're here. The number 5 spot will pay you $1,000. So you made $2,000 by the time these are filled. The number 6 spot will pay you $2,000. So now you're at $4,000. The number 7 spot will pay you $3,000. So if you totally cycle the 2x2 one time, you'll make a total of $7,000. Then you will re-enter at a bottom of a different 2x2, and you will forever be flying in a Learjet. Then you'll never go back down to the 2x3. I mean, you just want to keep building and bringing people up to CEO level with you. Now let me talk real quick about another twist we added. We added what's called the 1x2 bonus level, or you can call it the 1x2 doubler level. We're just calling it the 1x2 bonus level. The way this works, and I think we're the first one to ever do this either, you have an option if you want to forego the 3,000 on this spot and leverage it up to the 1x2 spot. You can. It's totally optional. You don't have to do it. It's up to you. If you're going to do it, you need to talk with your downline and make sure they're doing it too, because we don't want you getting up there and nobody's coming to see you, to come there up there with you. You can see right here, here's the button right here. If you're not here yet, you'll just see the button. You can either have it on or off. If you have it off, that means you're not going to the 1x2. It's funny, we have it called a 2x1 here. We've been having a debate if it's a 1x2 or if it's a 2x1, and I think it should be called a 1x2. So we're going to actually have that change there. But anyways, we've got this little check up here as well, just so you know if it's on or off. Let me turn it on. There we go. There's the on. See, the box up here is clear. Now, if you want to go to the 1x2, make sure you have this checked on, because if you don't have it turned on, we cannot put you here because you forgot to turn your button on. You got to have it on. But the way this works is, like I said, you got to forego this $3,000. You're kind of leveraging, like my friend, like Kenny McKinney says, you're doubling down. You know, you're leveraging that $3,000 up to this tiny little 1x2 board. And this is not even really a board. This is a forced matrix tiny 1x2 level. And the way this works is you would go here. Now, if you had someone above you that was your sponsor, he would see you right here in the 2 spot. You would be in his 2 spot, and you would have just made him $3,000. So bam, you made back the $3,000 that you doubled down on. Now, this is how you double your money. When a second person, and remember guys, this has to be a personally direct sign up. So it has to be someone you personally signed up that wants to come to the 1x2 that will follow you up here. It doesn't matter when they come, but they have to be your sign up. Now when you get 2 personal sign-ups up here, now you make another $3,000. So you basically just doubled that $3,000. So you made a total of $10,000, which isn't bad for a $500 program. You tell me a $500 binary compensation plan program, how long it will take you to make 10 grand in it. If you're a great builder, maybe not that long, but for the average person, I think it would be tougher than this, than what we have here. But anyways, this is the 1x2 bonus level. It's 100% optional. You don't have to leverage that cycle up. You can just keep going in the 2x2. Another thing is, if you do go to the 1x2, you still re-enter the 2x2. So you never lose your Learjet down here. You're still going to re-enter the 2x2, and you'll be in the 1x2. So I hope that explains how that works. I'll go over some other stuff real quick here, the buttons here. The purchase e-vouchers. Here you can buy an e-voucher, which is the same thing as an e-pen. We're just calling them e-vouchers in version 2. You select how many e-vouchers you want to buy. You can use the money right from your e-wallet, and then that just purchased me an e-voucher, which I could use to bring someone in. Let me remind you guys too, when you purchase them, they go in here. They're unallocated. Now, what you have to do is allocate these e-voucher numbers in order to use them to give them to someone. All you do is click allocate for my brother. It's kind of so you can keep notes. It's kind of a security feature too for us, so we know that you actually did allocate your e-voucher. Now this e-voucher would work. It would not work if it was in red. See, now it's in green. I'm actually going to cancel it. Another thing you can do is cancel it, but this is your unused e-vouchers. Over here, you can keep track of all your used e-vouchers. So that's the e-voucher panel there. That's a really cool feature that gives us a lot of flexibility that a traditional, I won't say traditional, I would just say many network marketing companies don't have that feature. There are a lot out there that have them as well. But I mean, that set of numbers is basically like your key into the program, and you can turn around and do what you want. As far as being paid, you can have someone pay you in cash if you want for your e-voucher, and bam, they're in the program. It kind of cuts a lot out in fees as well, because you can buy it straight for $4.99, no STP fees, no pay-to fees, no VX gateway fees. I didn't even touch on the pass-up. The pass-up system also is something that I think makes us totally different than any other cycler program out there. When I used to work cycler programs myself, I've worked quite a few of them. I would personally bring in at least 40 people, usually, depending on the program, depending on what happened. Now, there's been times, in a regular 2x3 into a 2x3, where I brought in a lot of personal signups, and I never did cycle for that $10,000. It's like a carrot being hung on a string. You're just putting people in, trying to cycle, and then maybe the other half of the team you were working with, they fall apart. Now you're stuck doing it on your own. That's why I put the pass up in here, because you're going to get paid on every single person you bring in to R-C-C-V2. You're not only going to get paid on the cycles, you get paid on this pass up plan as well. And the way this works, the first month is included, so you pay $4.99, someone pays $4.99. $70 of that is actually allocated to the pass-up side. So really only $430 is going into the cycler plan. And I challenge anybody to crunch the numbers. We really are paying out over 90% of the money with R-C-C-V2. And, my philosophy is the more we give, to more people, then the better I feel. I sleep better at night knowing, we're giving you guys an honest deal here. But anyways, the way this works is your odds are going to pay you $50 instantly. So every odd person you bring in is going to pay you $50 in your e-wallet instantly. Every even number you get is going to pay you $25, and the reason is the other $25 gets passed up to your sponsor. And this is another way to leverage your downline. You're getting leverage from that second level, and this is also a residual side, and which means is this is $70 a month to participate in this side of the plan. Now, you have two options. You actually don't have to pay the $70 after 1 month. You just want to work the boards. You don't care about your pass-up downline. You don't pay your monthly fee. You'll just basically be removed from it. You can see this. This was a test spot, I believe, here, and it's a blocked member. You basically won't become, you won't become blocked. You just be inactive in this. But we're hoping that people stick with us in V2. Kind of, our best strategy, we believe, is to build wide. Build wide and then help your signups build wide. So you got more people coded directly to you in the boards. Everything kind of moves a little bit smoother that way. But we just added here the legend as well. I don't think we had this last time. Really simple to glance at it. You're the dark blue. The light blue is your level 1. The green is your level 2. It's a simple 2-level pass-up residual compensation plan, which if you go out and work your butt off, this could be, you know, a few $1,000s a month on this end alone. And then, of course, the big money you will be making cycling as well on the boards. So that's how the pass-up works. You got your pass-up income here. This tells you the money you made every time somebody came in on the pass-up side. We just added this button. This is actually not even, well, yeah, actually it is functional, but it's not going to start charging you guys yet. But you can auto pay your monthly from your e-wallet. We're not going to set you guys up on a reoccurring monthly admin fee that's just going to pull from your credit card. We could do it that way, but I don't want to do it that way. A lot of people, they forget about it, or they'll do a chargeback. You will get emails that remind you that it's due, but you got to physically pay it every month. Now, you can either pay it from your e-wallet, or we're even going to have it where you could pay for many months in advance. So let's say you've cycled, you got a lot of money in your e-wallet. You could go ahead and pay for 10 months up. That would be $700. Now your monthly side's paid up for 10 months. You don't have to worry about it anymore. We're also going to have it to where the payment processors are going to hook up to where you could load your e-wallet and then pay it if you want to do it every month. But we're not going to create an automatic debit card withdrawal or anything like that. You know, we want everybody that's working this program to be active, and you'll get the reminders. You will get the emails to tell you when it's due. But like I said, it's optional. The way it breaks down is $50 of the $70 stays in the comp plan. The other $20, a little bit of it is our admin fees, and most of it goes, or a lot of it also goes for the top of the line lead capture system. So this lead capture system would normally cost you about $40 a month. So you're getting this system really for like $10 a month. And the reason is, you know, most of the $70 is leveraged in the compensation plan. Only $20 is left over. So that's what allows us to afford. We've been very lucky that Bill Wayne, he slashed his prices down because he knew that we're going to work our butts off to get as many people as we can in RCC. He cut the prices down really low, and he's working really hard. You know, he does the support for this, him and his team. So that's what you're getting for the $70 a month. Now, if you don't pay the $70, you'll still be on the boards, but your lead capture system will downgrade to a free one. And the free one, basically, you're not able to customize your pages, and I think you can only send out a certain amount of emails with it. You guys might want to get with Bill, you know, if you have any really focused questions on the lead capture system. But he makes really, really good stuff. He's made capture systems for top programs for years now. Sorry guys, I'm talking a little bit too fast. I'm trying to get through this a little bit fast. I'm jumping all over the place, but I believe that's mostly everything. The promotion buttons here, this is going to have some of these recorded webinars that we've done. Some of the recorded calls are going to be put back here. The banners, I'm sorry for guys waiting for banners. The banners will be here in the next couple of days in this page as well. And a really cool contest. I'm not going to tell you guys exactly what we're giving away, but we're giving away really high-end stuff. I like to think that this is like the Rolls Royce or the Bentley of cycler programs out there, because I look at everything out there. I know what's out there. Even though I don't join everything because I can't, I'm a program owner, I look at everything out there. There's some really good programs out there right now, but I don't think there's any cycler that can touch what we have here. There's no other board program that I know of that's out right now that comes close to what we got here. So we, you know, yeah, it's a little bit more to join, $4.99, but we like to think that it's well worth it with the products you're getting, and we're going to give away. I'll just give you a hint. The top prize is going to be worth over $25,000. We're going to have vacations a whole week in Belize, airfare included. We're going to be giving away touchscreen laptops. We're going to be giving away iPads. We're going to be giving away TVs, all type of stuff. And that's going to start on the full launch. And it's going to run for about 6 weeks. So you'll see all that information back here, what it takes to qualify to win and all that stuff. think I just got through just about everything. Let me look at my notes here real quick. Yeah, I think that's about it. If you want it, Roberta, you want to do the prizes first and or let's do the questions first and then we'll do the prizes.
All right. We do have a couple of questions here.
Okay, awesome.
Let's see. All right. Kenan asked, if a person you sponsor directly drops out of the residual monthly payments, do you still earn off their signups if they continue to pay their monthly payments?
That's a great question.
It is a great question.
Yes, you will. You just won't earn from that person. It's not going to be like a compressed matrix where everybody moves up or anything like that. Let me go here and maybe it will help with a visual. That's downline. All right. Let's see. Well, let's say Nicole didn't pay hers. It wouldn't be blocked. It actually, we're going to have another color in here. It'll probably be a pinkish color. It will just show that she's inactive. And we're going to give everybody like a full 3 weeks after their monthly is due to reactivate. And actually, people will be able to reactivate later after that. All it's going to do is make a blank spot, but everything that she was leveraging up to you will still go to you as long as they're paying their monthly. So you won't lose your downline if somebody doesn't pay.
Okay. And he had another part to the question also, will the monthlies be pulled automatically from our monthly residuals? I think you just went over that, but that's another good question.
If you have this button on right here, it will. And there's going to be another page that expands on that. Once again, that's why we're in beta. We're testing this system live. I want you guys to know the beta launch is going awesome. We're seeing a steady number of members coming in every day. Everything's going smoothly, but we're still putting all the pieces here. And the reason we're doing this too, I don't know if I said this earlier, we wanted to test the system in a live environment, really test it with the real market. But if you have this button on, you'll be able to, like I said, you're going to be able to pay it months in advance if you like. I was in another program before. That's what I always would do. I would just go ahead and pay it up, especially if you're trying to make some good money in that part of the plan.
Okay. And Alan says, would not your downline follow you to your 1x2 anyhow, whether they knew you had one or not? They would follow both your 2x2 and your 1x2.
Well, if your downline is your personal direct sign-up and they have their button on to go to the 1x2, then yes, they will follow you, whether you knew it or not. But they have to have their go to 1x2 button on in order for them to go to the 1x2 level, so you can double your money up here. Hope that answered it.
Yeah. And
okay.
He continued to comment, you would be foolish not to turn the button on because you would get your 3,000 the same time as you turn red on your 2x2 true. I don't know what exactly that means. I'm just reading. I guess you would be foolish not to turn the button on.
In a way, I mean, personally, if I wasn't the owner of this and I was working the program, I would hope that, I would work it in a way that everybody would go to the 1x2. But, it's all preference. Some people might want that $3,000 right away, and they don't want to go up here and wait for someone to follow them here. Yeah, they make another $3,000 here, but, it's all preference. It's totally up to you. It's not mandatory.
Great. Debbie's asking, Todd, can you please explain that once you are on a 2x2 and then you refer another person, what 2x3 will they land on?
Yeah, we were talking about that on the last webinar. Is Lori on the call? She would be the best to answer that. If Lori's on the call,
I'm sure she is.
If not, I can.
Yeah,
Let me show this real quick. I forgot about this, guys. I skipped over this. This is a really cool feature. If you're on a 2x2, because this kind of goes along with Debbie's question. If you're on a 2x2 here, this is custom coded. We made this. You won't see another board program with this exactly the way we do it. you can actually see different positions that are heading towards your 2x2. So if you wanted to, this just helps you to strategize. Like, for example, this will take you to this board. Lazi right here, let me go back and make sure. Actually, it's Belize, baby. This one's, when he's right here now, he's going to my 2x2. So you can kind of work other boards if you want to build deep, but you can also build wide and work these other boards. So I hope that's not confusing people, but as you can see here, this is a board viewer. This shows people that potentially could enter your board. It's not a guarantee they're going to come up there. It all depends on how these people are working their boards. But this will really help you to strategize here. If Lori can answer the question of exactly where somebody goes on the 2x3 when you're on the 2x2, because I don't want to quote it wrong.
Yeah, there you go, Lori. Go ahead.
I'm going to mute myself so you can.
Hi. Yeah, what it does is the computer, the program, will search for your first direct referrals 2x3 board, and it will fall on that board. If your first direct referral is up into the 2x2 already, it will look for your second and your third and so on. And then if none of your personals are still on the 2x3, they're all up in the 2x2, what will happen is the computer will look for your up lines, or your down lines. It will just search in the same direct vicinity of that. But normally it will be one by one from your first person you signed up to your second person and so on and so on. Hope that answered it for you.
That's a great explanation. I'll just repeat what you said basically. The system is going to look down your downline and put the position, either your second, if your second sign-up's already on the 2x2, we'll look at your third position, your third sign-up, your personal. If that person's already on the 2x2, we'll look at your fourth. Now, if everybody's on the 2x2 or if there's nobody to look down, then the system starts looking up to your upline, which those people are on the same boards that you are on the 2x2. You're all following each other through the same 2x2s. So it's going to look down, and then it's going to look up. Now, a way to judge it as well is if you put somebody in on a 2x3 and you're working these boards and you're on the 2x2 and you see that Sally went into this 11th spot here, then most likely the next position that you put in is going to go here, and the next one's going to go here, and the next one's going to go here, because it's all, let's say top team was your number 2 sign-up. Well, and then it found top team first. Well, it's going to go in a room. It's not in a row. It's not going to skip all over the place and put somebody on another, on your number 3 board. It's going to keep going to that next downline member. Is that correct, Lori? I just want to make sure that's correct, because I believe that's...
Yes, the other thing too is, that is totally correct. The other thing too is some people think that it goes to the board that needs it the most. Well, the computer really doesn't recognize that. Computers don't know that one board needs it more than the other. I think that's more of a personal, like, oh, I want it to go here, but it does systematically is programmed to look for these positions to put it on that board. Looks for your first, second, third, and then it goes upline, looks for anybody there, and it just continues. I think it actually continues to move upline, looking for more personals, because that is who you follow. Those are the boards that you're on. You want to push up towards that. So I'm pretty sure it does that all the way.
You know what we're going to do for you guys also, and I don't know of any other board deal that's ever done this. We're going to make a video on our demo servers that our programmers have, and actually fill boards and show it step by step, boards breaking. A guy in the Skype room suggested we make a game out of it, but we're not going to go that far and make, R-C-C-V2 become CEO app or something, although it might be kind of fun to play with. But we're going to make a video of boards progressing. We're going to try out different scenarios, and we're going to put that in the back office so you could go there and check and see, okay, this is what would happen. This is where it would go, because we don't want you guys putting positions in the wrong place or thinking, oh, it should have went there, it should have went there. The code knows what it's doing. It's doing it fairly. It's doing the right way. We spent a lot of time and a lot of money on getting this code to do what it does. This is 100% custom made. This is my 3rd program, and of doing a program this way and really figuring out, you know, how a programmer can make this system even better. But that's what we're going to do for you guys. I think that would help out because that way you could see, you know, okay, I'm on the 2x2 and I'm putting someone in here direct to me because we're teaching you guys to go wide. You really do. I mean, you're going to be a lot better off if you go wide than putting 2 under 2 under 2. Yeah, maybe put 5 under 5 under 5 or something like that, or even 10 under 10 under 10. I just promise you guys the boards will flow better that way. But we'll explain that in more detail in a video, and I hope that answered that. We get that same question every webinar. Is there some more questions there, Roberta?
Okay. Alan is, yeah, there's a few. Alan says, how much money is allocated to enter the 2x2 to be able to pay the $10,000 for 4 people and recycle? So
that's a good question. 90%, roughly 90% of the money. This whole thing is about leverage. That's why the apprentice board is bigger than the 2x2 board, because it takes some people, quite a few people actually, unless you jump all the way to the top, which is always fun. All this money coming into the 2x3 is being leveraged up. Yes, we were paying out $675 when you're here, but the other bulk of that money is all being leveraged up into the 2x2. So, I mean, the easiest way to think of it is it's about 90% of the money that comes into the program is being kept in the program, being leveraged up into the program. And that's why we can afford also, even though after you make $10,000, you still can re-enter the 2x2. I mean, we're not going to charge you, whatever it would be, $2,000 or more to enter the 2x2, because technically that's illegal. So if you guys, I mean, I'm not telling anybody what to do. I used to do gifting myself. You guys got to be careful. If there's any type of program that tells you you can join at the first level at this price, second level at that price, technically they should be giving you more value. May it be advertising credits, more products, whatever it might be. So just so you guys know out there, be a little bit careful when you can enter at the higher levels. Now, if they're giving you a value for entering that level, then it's really pretty much okay because they're selling you a product at the same time. But the short answer to that question is 90%. 90% of the money is coming in the system, staying in the system, and being used to pay out members in the system. And that's how we were able to pay out over $6 million in version 1. You know, we're doing the same thing here, except we added, some more value features, and I think this is even more advanced than version 1. Sorry for the long-winded answer to that question.
Okay, Charles asks, once on the CEO board, do you cycle with only members from your group's downline direct signups that qualify?
Only your personal direct signup. Not your downline signups will not count. And the reason it has to work that way because that's just the only way it will work. It has to be your personal signup. For example, I'm up here. This is my position. This is Lori's position. She's my direct sign-up. Now her direct sign-up will come up and she'll actually be on the top of hers, and pay her. That's the only way it will work. Not your downline. Your direct personal sign-ups pay you on the 1x2. Now your downline from your other people's downline can leverage you through the 2x2. That's a different story, because everybody's filling this. Everybody that's on here is trying to get to this #1 spot. But when you're at the 1x2, you're sitting at the top already. The only people that are going to come here and pay you $6,000, $3,000 here, $3,000 there, are your personal direct sign-up. So I hope that is clear. I think we have that in FAQ.
Which date would the...
Go ahead. Uh-huh.
Oh, no, go ahead. Go ahead, Todd. Finish your thought.
Oh, no, I just want everybody to be 100% clear on that, and I'm going to make sure that's totally spelled out a little bit more in the FAQs and stuff. But go ahead with the next question.
Next question is from Patrick. Which date would the monthly fee be withdrawn? Will it be a fixed date?
It depends on when you join. Everybody's date will be different. So if you joined on the 15th, then your payment would be due the 15th of the next month. You'll have a couple week grace period after it as well. Hold on, let me get back to the pass up. So everybody's due date will be different. It's coded 30 days out when you came in. But what's cool about this pass up side, we're paying this money every week, not every month. I want everybody to know too, in RCC version 1, I don't know how I managed to do it, but we paid out within 24 to 72 hours. I would say at least 90% of the time for a whole year. And we paid out, over 6 million now. In version 2, since I'm running both programs, R-C-C-V1 is actually still doing pretty well. I'm only doing payouts every Wednesday, and that's for V1 and V2. It's just getting crazy with the accounting and everything. I'm doing payouts every Wednesday, so always remember, hump day Wednesday is payday in V1 and RCC-V1 and V2. Now what's cool is if you had 3 or 4 people whose payments came due, let's say on a Monday, well, that Wednesday you're getting paid for those people. So you don't have to wait until he pays his payment again another month before you get paid, if that makes sense. I mean, it's all dynamically coded where, whoever paid into their pass-up side that week, you can get paid on that week. So I hope that answered that.
Okay. And Lori is asking, what is the total deductions section on the dashboard? That's new.
Oh, you're right. This is brand new. The total deductions, we're just adding here where we just want to keep everything clean and simple and transparent. Before anybody asks on this webinar, we will have the total paid out, new members joining. What would that be called? Forget what we called that. I'll show you guys R-C-C-V1 before anybody asks, so that way this question's answered. The scroll bar, that's what we would call it, a scroll bar. This will be added to V2 right when we go into full launch, which will be March 4th, which is a Tuesday, which is only 3 weeks from now. This will be added so that you can see dynamically as new people are joining, as rockets are cycled. Except in V2, you'll see as people, new members come in, and it will say Learjet cycled, I guess. That will be coming. But anyways, my point of that is we try to be as transparent as possible. I'm not hiding the numbers from you guys. We don't manipulate boards. I am a firm believer in karma. I believe you reap what you sow. I don't want to screw over anyone, just like I don't want to be screwed over in another MLM deal. If I join your program, I expect you to be 100% honest. So that being said, we're trying to give you guys as much information here just so you can keep track of everything. The total deductions is just showing what you've spent, which you see here, or your withdrawals, which I haven't withdrawn any money yet. So you'll be able to see how much money you've withdrawn. You'll be able to see how many e-vouchers you purchased. Or if you've paid your pass-up monthly fees and you've paid it from your e-wallet, or even if you've loaded your e-wallet. This is just your outgoing money, which we call it deductions. So, I mean, when you log in your back office, the way we coded this, we just wanted to make it as clean, simple, easy, user-friendly as possible. We kind of got a little Facebook theme going here because we want to keep it social as well. So you got your e-wallet balance here. You can click on this. Actually, that one's not opening. This one's supposed to open and take you to the total e-wallet balance. I think the programmer took it down last night for some reason. Here's your board income. Let me go back and do that again. Your board income will tell you everything you've made on the boards. So you always know what you've made on the boards. And this just keeps track of all your boards. You can click View Board, and you can see which boards you made that money on. Another thing you're going to have here that we have in V1, you're going to have your board summary button. That's actually should be added tomorrow. That's like one of the last things we need to add, which will be able to take you through every single board you've ever been on and show you how the board split, how you made money on that board. So there's total transparency here. We're not hiding anything from you guys. We want you to see what's going on, how it all works. So it basically, these buttons up here take you to the different aspects of the money you've made, basically. So here you can see the pass-up income. This will totally take care of your pass-up. This says cleared. I believe once the monthly payments haven't even started yet. We're only 2 weeks into beta. But I think some of this would say pending. Let's say Fisha was pending for her next month. I think you'd have one down here that says pending on the monthly side there. And you got your withdrawals. This was actually canceled. I canceled it just testing. So basically you have all your accounting right here. We want to make this as easy as possible and user as friendly as possible. Which is actually a lot of coding to make something simple. All right, what's the next question, Roberta?
Okay, from Kenan, if you enter the 2x1, then your original position happens to cycle the 2x2 again, and you opt into the 2x1 again, would you follow yourself into the 2x1 to bump your first position in?
No, you won't. And I love that question. I knew somebody would bring that up, and I'll tell you why you wouldn't. If you entered the 2x1, you're entering whoever you're following into the 2x1. Or the one, I like to call it the 1x2. Maybe we'll just change it to 2x1. It's the same thing. So there's no way we could let you follow yourself because you would basically just be paying yourself. What would happen is you would be in two 1x2s at the same time. You'd be at the top of one and you'd be at the top of another. Now, if you never cycled that first one, it will go in order. So whoever's next will go to your first 1x2, totally cycle you out of the 1x2, and then it will go to your second 1x2, and that's how it would work. You would just create a new 1x2. And let's just so everybody knows, when you cycle out of this and you've doubled your money, that's it. You've completed the bonus round. Congratulations. You turned 3,000 into 6 grand. You know, you doubled down. You went through it. So the only way you'll go into a new 1x2 is if another one of your Learjets you have to go to 1x2 is on, then you'll enter a new 1x2. So the answer to that question is no, you can't pay yourself in a 1x2. You'll just create a new 1x2.
Okay. Karen says, if your personally sponsored gets to the 2x2 before the sponsor, will you automatically land on the same board they are?
Yes, you will, and that's actually kind of happens a lot. Say that again. I'm going to let Lori take that one if Lori's still here. Are you still there, Lori?
She is.
I think she gets asked that all the time.
Yes, I'm here. Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, sure, Lori.
Repeat the question?
I absolutely will. Karen's asking, if your personally sponsored gets to the 2x2 before the sponsor, will you automatically land on the same board they are? So if your referral gets to your to a 2x2 before you, are you going to land as the sponsor on their same board?
Well, that is a good question. It really depends on I believe so, unless you split that board, okay? So I'll go there first. I'll say yes, if you're going up to follow your sponsor, and so they would be going up to follow your sponsor as well, because it keeps searching up for the sponsor above you. So that's number one. That is correct. Your personal would go up first to your sponsor's board, okay? Then, secondly, you would go up to your sponsor's board behind your first referral or your referral, but you will not be qualified until either another referral comes up behind you or that one that went to the board first cycles that board and then re-enters back in behind you. Make that very clear. You will not turn red. Now, turning red or green or blue has nothing to do with getting paid. If you're at the top, you're going to get paid. Whether you're green or whatever, it all has to do, the color is about how the board split on the new, when they bust the board, how they go to the left and to the right is all about the color and being jumped or not being jumped. If you're red, you're not going to get jumped, and you can jump all the way. But again, I'm going on and on, but your question is, you will fall on that same board. Now, if you split that board, you come into the fourth position, it will look odd. You'll say, oh, they didn't go to that same board. Well, it's because it's split. And, of course, you guys might land on different boards according to color at that point. Go ahead.
Okay. Next question is from Jeff.
Lori.
Yeah, very good answer. From Jeff, you said that you could strategically place downlines into a board that you have preference from your downline viewer. How do you do that?
All right, I'll go over that again real quick. Here's your board viewer. Now this is going to show people that potentially can come into your 2x2. I'm going to have this actually modified just a little bit because our last one would only show people sitting at the top of a 2x3. The way the programmer did it now, he's got people that are lower on the boards. It made it a little bit easier to strategize, I believe, with people just on the top. But for example, let's go here. Belize Baby. That's my buddy Mark. All right. Now, Belize Baby is going to go to my 2x2 board because he's a personal of mine. So you could go right here and say, okay, I might want to work this board. So you could help, you know, you could put somebody that will go beneath Belize Baby and help fill this board. If you're doing the 2 under 2 under 2, that's how a lot of people did it in version 1. But you could also do it in a way where you went wide. So you could go through these boards and kind of figure out where your next sign up is going to go because you would know. Let's say this guy's going to your 2x2. You just put somebody in spot 9. Her name's Kelly. Okay? And then Kelly's coded to you on the 2x2. Kelly is not coded to nobody on this board. Kelly is your sign up, trying to get to the CEO board and fly in the Learjet with you. She's starting here. Now, if you put Kelly here, naturally, the next sign-up would go here because you're trying to get this person up there, which is your personal sign-up. So you could easily just focus on this board and keep going wide and say, okay, I'm going to put Sally here. She's directing me. I'm going to put John here, directing me. Danny here, directing me. You could split this board. Now, this position is going to go to your 2x2 because you know already the 2x2 told you this person is going to your board. So even though this person actually might not even be one of your direct signups, it might be somebody else that's on the board, but this person is going to that board. So that's one example how you could split a board. You could help people as well as you split the board. You could put them all direct to you, or you could put 2 under 2, or you could do 4 and then put 4 under those 4, however you want to do it. And then you would be able to split this board and know that you split a board, you sent someone to your 2x2, and all these other people direct to you. Guess what? They're trying to go fly in a Learjet as well. So I hope that makes sense. Me and Lori are going to make some very, very, very detailed videos. I mean, the best way to really, really grasp this in a way, I mean, because there's different strategies you can do. There really is. You can go wide, you can go deep, you can go wide and deep. I mean, you can focus on the on the residual side because you want to build a big downline there, and then at the same time that's going to cycle you. So there's different strategies you can use. But as you can see, this board viewer tells you people that are heading to this 2x2 at the time that it's pulling this information. So I mean, I hope that made sense in a way. So next question, please.
Okay. Scott is asking, is that how it works in R-C-C-V2 when you sponsor someone if you're in the 2x2?
Yes, it's a little, there's a slight difference, and I think we made it actually a little bit better and more fair in version 2. Lori, can you take that question? Do the boards split exactly the same? The reason I don't exactly know some of these really strategy-driven questions is because I'm the owner and I'm not really breaking boards with you guys. I actually wish I was. If I wasn't the owner of this program, I promise you I would be a member. But I'm going to let Lori answer that because she probably can answer it better. Are the boards the same in V? What are the difference between the boards in V1, Lori, compared to V2?
Yeah, I can answer that. There's not much difference in how they work. There's a couple of exceptions. When you're at the top of the 2x3, you get paid now as the 8 line fills up, where in V1 you have to cycle off and then you get paid. The other exception is how the people load into the 2x3 when you sign up a new member. That has been restructured. to make it a tighter, more of a funnel coming up to you and up to your upline and in a straight line, basically up to you. Because in V1, it actually would look for one of your directs, and I could never figure it out. And then it would go, if it couldn't find one, it would go to the oldest board in the company, which was a great board because it was a great jumping board. A lot of people didn't understand that. I've used it to my advantage many times when I would bring new people in, and I knew that it would fall on the oldest board because a lot of people there were not active. So I would just jump that board, or have my person jump that board to me quicker up to the 2x2. So, but that's probably the only difference. We just made it much more tighter, much more structured, but it is basically the same. They do split by color. And again, it doesn't have anything to do with how much money you make or if you can make money. The color is about how the board split and the jumping feature. And that is the same. They split exactly the same. Reds first, from top to bottom, across both boards, then blues. The computer looks for the blues. And this is from the board that just split it, looks for that. And that's how they fill it from left to right across both new boards. Reds, blues, then greens, and at the bottom, 2 new 8 lines on the 2 new boards. And that's how everybody moves up. So some people stayed the same place, some people got jumped, some people jumped all the way to the top. So it just depends on color. Okay.
Thank you, Lori.
All righty. Is Pay2 going to be added as an e-wallet in R-C-C-V1 as well?
That's a great question. Yes, we will add it to V1, but it's being added to V2 first. So it will be in version 1 first, and then we will add it to V2. The reason is it's 2 separate companies, even though, you know, it's just version 1 and version 2. That's not how the merchant account people look at it. It's another company or doing business as name company. So it's a whole another set of paperwork. But we're gonna try out Pay2. I've got high hopes for Pay2. I'm actually going to meet with the owners of Pay2 down in Fort Lauderdale next week. So I'm going to meet the owners in person. I've been talking to them. They've been trying to get me to get it in for the last couple of weeks, but we've just been so busy with everything else we're doing at the same time. We had to get Solid Trust Pay working right. We had to get EX Gateway working right. We have to get this beta launch, you know, in full swing. But yes, Pay2, I will say will be added probably 2 or 3 weeks after we get it in to V2, and we're going to try our hardest to get it into V2 this week. We're actually going to have some nice capture pages made by Pay2, and I'm not going to mention any other company names on the webinar, but there's some companies you guys know of that use Pay2 that have some very beautiful, very nice made splash pages, capture pages that you guys can actually even use for marketing provided by Pay2. So it's going to be in V2 first, and then we'll put it in V1. I want everybody to know we're not turning our backs on version 1. Version 1's still doing phenomenal. We've got great teams still building in version 1. We've got some teams kind of using, you know, taking people through V1, making them some money there and bringing them in V2. You know, I want both programs to last forever. I don't think we're going to make a V3, to be honest. It's just going to be V1 and V2. But V1, we're still answering support tickets every day. I'm still doing payouts on it every Wednesday. V1's not going anywhere. And yes, we will put Pay2 and V1 as soon as we get it going well in V2.
Awesome. That's all the questions, Todd. So now we can move on to the fun stuff.
Oh, amazing. We've got quite a few people on this webinar. I'm surprised there's not any more questions, but yeah, we're getting long here. It's already been an hour and 15 minutes. So if that's all the questions, first of all, I want to thank...
Okay,
we got one
sorry,
more?
Todd. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to
That's
interrupt
okay.
you. Dennis is asking, sorry about that, Dennis. I didn't say it till just now. How can we access all the products? Is it the same username and password as R-C-C-V2? That's a great question.
Access the products?
Yeah, for example, when you opened up the product and you were talking about getting a code and, you know, how does that work?
Well,
I actually wanted to ask that.
The products are different in version 2 than in version 1. Yes, there are some of the same software in Skype Ninja that's in version 1, and just because we love our XSky software, it's been proven. We've been selling it since 2011. I don't think there's any better Skype marketing software for network marketers and internet marketers than XSky software. So that is a part of Skype Ninja, but Skype Ninja is different than when you got XSky within version 1. So, I mean, if you want access to Skype Ninja, you've got to be a member of version 2, and you get your access code for Skype Ninja. You log in here, all your software is back here inside of, actually I'll try to go ahead and log in so you can see it. This is the difference between what we did. Some people are saying, oh, it's the same software. It's not. These two are available in version 1, but Chill's not available in version 1, and we're adding more and more software to this. We've got a Facebook marketing software that's coming next week that will be in here, and a Twitter marketing application, which will only be available in V2. But we do got some more stuff going to V1 as well. But anyways, this holds all your license keys here, and the only way you're going to get your access to Skype Ninja is requesting it right now. Pretty soon, the new members will get it automatically in their email. So anyways, that's how you get your products. The transformation station, the instructions are here. This is different than the success library in version 1. We have videos in this one. We're adding over 800 new titles to this. We're adding like 200 titles a month. Over the next three to 4 months, we're adding 200 titles a month to the transformation station. So this is definitely different than the success library because it's different titles, and we have video, and it's just a whole new library of materials. So, and then you got your premium lead capture system, which this one has all the bells and whistles. The one in version 1, you would have to pay an upgrade fee to get the premium lead system in version 1. But anyways, no, your V1 access does not give you all the products you get in V2. It just gives you what you've already received in V1. I hope that answers that. Is that all the questions now, Roberta?
Yes, that's it. That's all we got.
Wow, that's amazing. Everybody must be just sticking around because they want to win a prize, because we've got a really amazing turnout. I appreciate everybody for being here. The reason I did this webinar this Monday instead of Wednesday is because I am going to be going down to Florida. Like I said, I'm going to be meeting with Pay2, the vice president and the owner of it. Go have lunch with them, do a little bit of strategizing with them about just payment processor stuff. So I will not do a webinar on Wednesday. You guys will probably see me on another webinar next Wednesday, and I'm sure we'll have Pay2 added by then, and I'll do another update. I'll do an update on payouts and everything as well. So with that said, thanks again. I appreciate everybody spending every minute of time you do with us. I know your time is valuable. I hope I'm providing you guys with as much valuable information as you can on how to work this program. Yes, this program takes work, but trust me, you can make a lot of money here if you just work hard and do your best at it and basically learn. We all got to start somewhere online. A leader doesn't just become a leader. A leader works at being a leader for a long time until they build their network. So I think that's one of the best ways to look at network marketing. The bigger your network gets, the more money you can make. That's why it's network marketing. Which is, everybody knows that. That's self-explanatory. Anyways, I am going to give away 3 prizes. Again, we've done this the last 2 weeks. The way we do this, Roberta's just going to randomly pick somebody's name, and I just randomly pick 3 letters. She's not allowed to pick somebody she knows unless that person is the only name with that letter. And I'm trying to just randomly pick letters. I think they're kind of mad at me because they're not eligible, but the hosts aren't eligible to win the prizes. Maybe next time, Roberta, we'll put some kind of clause in there, maybe.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. All right. The first prize, this is the top prize. 2 weeks ago, we gave away an HP all-in-one PC. That was our first prize then. Last week, we gave away an iPad 2 second generation Apple iPad. And tonight we're going to give away a Sony touchscreen laptop, a Sony Vaio touchscreen laptop with Windows 8.1 on it. Some like 8.1, some hate Windows 8, but it will be a brand new Sony Vaio touchscreen laptop. I think it's a 14-inch screen.
Awesome.
So the letter I'm going to pick, I don't think I've picked this letter before, is E. Is there anybody on the webinar with their first name starts with the letter E?
No.
Really? Out of this many people?
Nope.
All right. Well, I'll go to my second choice then and use that as my first one. What about the letter J?
Yes, we do. We have Jared Pule, P-U-L-E, Jared.
Jared. Come on down. The price is right. Just kidding. You just want a brand new Sony touchscreen, Sony Vaio touchscreen laptop. If you're on the if you're on the webinar, let Roberta know that you're here. Let her know that you're here. We've got your email address and everything if you stepped away for a second. So that's Jared then.
He's actually got his hand up. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me unmute him. Jared, do you have a microphone?
Yeah, that would be cool.
Sometimes
if you
people
want to say something.
Yeah. Sometimes people raise their hand and they just don't. They do it by accident.
It's probably just saying I'm here, raising it.
I'm here. I'm here. Congratulations, Jared. Woo,
all right, Jared,
great.
you won the Sony Vaio touchscreen laptop. All right, and number 2, the second prize is an e-voucher, which is worth $499, as everybody knows. You can bring someone into the program with an e-voucher. You can sell it. Hopefully, you'll use it for a really big leader, and then you'll cycle for thousands of dollars maybe. But we're giving away an e-voucher worth $499 for the second prize, and that's going to be somebody that starts with a W. Do we have anybody on the webinar that starts with W?
We do, and congratulations to Wayne Elmer.
Wayne, you won a e-voucher into R-C-C-V2 worth $499. All right, one more prize. This will be $100. We can give it to you in Solid Trust Pay. We might be able to give it to you in PayPal, maybe even Western Union it to you, but actually I'd rather just do a payment processor. Anybody in the house with a name that starts with the letter P?
Well, let's take a look-see. Yes. Pastor Charles Kazine.
Oh, the pastor won $100. Wayne has the e-voucher. Jared the laptop.
I'm writing them down as well.
All right, everybody's got their prizes so far from the first webinars. I want to thank everybody for attending the webinars. I'll see you guys again next Wednesday. This webinar was recorded. You can give it to your downlines. You can use it for a reference point. It will be put into the back office here eventually. So I'm just going to say good night. Congratulations to the winners, and thank you once again, everybody, for being on the webinar.
Thank you, Todd. Good night, everybody.